All day long on Tuesday, local officials from across Wisconsin told the Senate Labor Committee how the prevailing wage law hurts taxpayers in their communities.
By eliminating this mandate, it gives us greater local control over major expense items such as those that Eric talked about.
Abolishing the state-mandated prevailing wage law is yet one additional way to give power back to the local level, allowing municipalities such as West Bend greater ability to increase our services, maintain our services without increasing taxes.
Taking again that 10% markup from prevailing wage, we believe that $500,000 over the next 3 years could be funneled back to the classroom with the action that we hope is taken to eliminate the prevailing wage.
Again, our schools in northern Wisconsin are primarily funded by local taxpayer, both within the school funding formula and operating referendums. Additionally, our taxpayer wages are significantly lower than that of the state's median income. Why should they have to foot the burden of meeting a prevailing wage that the competitive market could otherwise provide for?
The bill's sponsor, Senator Leah Vukmir, said simply reforming the law is out of the question.
After speaking with my fellow legislators and hearing the stories of local elected officials, one of my superintendents, the Elmbrook superintendent, Mark Hansen in particular, approached me on this issue. They're clearly facing these same fiscal challenges and the difficult choices that accompany them. This is why we must repeal prevailing wage.
The committee chair, Senator Steve Nass, said prevailing wage is a common concern in local government.
I hear from, in fact, some of the meetings I've been to, towns association, counties, local governments, made up of people that are Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green, and all of them are saying, please do something about prevailing wage.
There's no question. Again, this is one way that Madison is putting its thumb on the local municipalities, and we ask to be able to, again, use the laws of supply and demand in our local communities, not the law of prevailing wage.
The Senate Labor Committee will make a decision about prevailing wage on Thursday. However, they will not decide on a full repeal. Instead, Senator Nass is recommending a substitute amendment that repeals the law for local government, but then merely raises the thresholds for applicability on state projects. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald isn't sure how that will play out if it gets to the floor.
It's a little bit fuzzier with the hearing that happened yesterday. I don't know that the exact that Senator Nass is scheduled for tomorrow is going to make that any clearer as to where 17 votes would come for any changes to prevailing wage. So I'm kind of cautiously, working with individual senators, kind of talking to them one-on-one. What do you think? What do you think you can support? And right now, it's very difficult to tell what that is. I mean, in the right to work piece, certainly that was about changing the model. But I met with individual senators, really over a 3-month period to get them to a place where they were comfortable with what we were going to do. I have not done any of that legwork and have not spoken to any of the senators to the point where I could say, this is what people could support. So, I think what's happening in the committee this week is probably making that picture a little bit fuzzier than it was even before this.
For the McIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.